Hey guys, welcome to episode 12. We're going to be talking about the unveiling of the Unreal 5 engine and running on PS5 rigs. So it was a really amazing showcase from Epic Games. They unveiled the engine in all its glory with an amazing tech demo. So I'm going to be joined by Zee. He's going to be my guest and we're going to go over this. It's going to be a really magical episode. Okay, guys, welcome. And so this is episode 12. We're talking about the unveiling of the Unreal 5 engine. So, Epic Games, who made this amazing engine, this is one of my personal favorite engines in video gaming. Basically, what they do is they go through it, they're running it on PS5. And I just want to introduce my guest, Zee, my bro, my fellow R.E.P Knight Zee. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the House of Rap, and we're going to check out Unreal.
Yeah, so what do you think, bro? What did you think of it?
Well, yeah, I saw the tech demo a couple of days ago, and I was really impressed at how beautiful the visuals were. I loved the cinematic detail and the way the new engine can freely do complicated stuff like ray tracing and global illumination very easily compared to previous engines. Now, you and I know that we've played games on consoles like the PlayStation 4, and we've played games like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, and those are two of, like, if not, like, the best games of, not last year, but the year, well, God of War came out last year, so that was the best game of last year. But whenever Horizon came out, that was probably the best game of that year in of visually creating a world and making it feel livable and interactive and visually stunning. So what was nice about this demo is how they were talking about this new engine that they've developed called Nanite, which basically can start drawing millions and millions of teeny triangles.
Yeah.
And pixel accurate triangles for generating polygons and really high res textures that you wouldn't really see unless it was like kind of a more of a PC based game.
Yeah.
What's nice is they've brought the kind of high level architecture from a PC gaming background to the consoles now.
Yeah.
So they're almost like neck and neck, which is quite interesting.
It's amazing. The like, sorry to cut you off, but the lumen, looks incredible. So the way the light hits things, you're getting film quality, like film quality backgrounds, like the texturing, the maps. You're looking at better collision detection, flocking of AI, so background actions, dirt, clothes, the way they collide. The nanite virtualized geometry programming, the coding that they've invented is just incredible looking. And to see this massive leap in visuals is just amazing. So you don't have any polygon budgets anymore to get really technical. Like the preloads for maps are going to be completely different. I think this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing for load times, interactivity. Luminescence just looks incredible. Texture detail looks magnificent. Things look real and tangible. You're going to be able to have very crisp, very clear looking 4K workflow, but you're going to get like amazing 8K stuff too. And it's very exciting.
Yeah, I think that's what's really nice about the engine, and that's what will be really good for anybody who will end up owning an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, is that even though it can go up to 8K, it's even if you cut that in half, it will still be really crisp at 4K. So the 4K standardized gaming that will happen across those platforms will be really smooth. I mean, the demo was running really smooth. It was running at like what looked like 50 or 60 frames.
Yeah.
And it's stuttering at all. And I think that Epic were really, I was reading an article about Epic really boasting about the PlayStation 5's SSD being really good.
Yeah, they were saying really promising stuff about that, and I'm really excited about it because I think that, there are certain strengths and weaknesses that each console has, which is why getting both of them will be really fun so we can see what people are doing. My only concern with committing to Microsoft again is that in their Unveil, which we'll do in another episode, they really didn't show us any kind of like real time hardware running like they're doing
Yeah,
here with the Unreal Engine. They were just basically showing us CGI demos. So because they're showing us CGI demos and things like that, it's not good at all. It's
yeah,
very it's kind of like, it's what PlayStation did years ago with the PlayStation 2 when they had that Killzone demo and it wasn't
yeah,
actually indicative of the game. They've learned their mistakes. Like tech demos are great and all, and this looks like a very real, like playable tech demo. This is like actually running on hardware, so they're not trying to say that look, we've kind of like jazzed this up and we're running it on a PC. They're actually
yeah,
saying that this is actually running on a PlayStation. So it's not it's like not a massive leap from the gorgeous looking graphics of a PS4. But it's still just phenomenal that you can get this on a home console if you can take this kind of technology with PC, we're talking about a completely different ball game. So the next like 3000 series of Nvidia cards are just going to be even more incredible. So like home console is going to be really smooth, really quick. Then when you put in these new solid state kind of memories and the new types of RAM,
yeah.
you're gonna get really good stuff on everything. You're gonna get like a really really nice fertile like the next Mortal Kombat's, the next fighting games, they're all gonna
Absolutely.
use Unreal 5. And Unreal 5 is a very good engine. Like, if I'm gonna, do games with R.E.P in the future, Unreal are the guys I'm gonna go to first because their engine is my most favorite. I'm a huge fan of Anvil and the Far Cry engine. The Cry engine is a really
Yeah,
fun
they're
engine
great
too.
too.
So I was very impressed. I loved it. It's actually called the Lumen in the Land of Nanite. That's the actual tech demo. So it's specifically created to show off the capabilities of Unreal 5. So
Right.
that's the name of it. Whether it'll turn into a game or not is doubtful, but it looked nice. It looked like a good
Yeah,
adventure game.
it kind of looked like Hellblade
Yeah.
a little bit.
It looked like a cross between Hellblade, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, and Stargate at the end when she went to that
Yeah.
portal. That portal looked like a Stargate, so I was like, imagine a
Yeah.
Stargate game with this kind of
Also,
graphics.
did you notice that when she got that basically after she unlocked that kind of like giant statue dude, and there was like hundreds of statues with that amazing lighting and stuff and detail in the statues.
Mm.
You know, when she got that kind of little power up on her arm and she started flying around,
Yeah,
I thought that was like really smooth and amazing looking. Like
very
how
smooth,
smooth
very smooth.
it transitioned from her getting that little power up and then her flying at speed with the motion blur happening at like 4K. Like
Yeah,
motion blur is really like complex sometimes
absolutely.
to keep smooth when she's shifting from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It
she
didn't
was
even
seamlessly
jerk or
flying.
anything.
It was very much like Superman flying through the mountains in Man of Steel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's got Unreal Engine has massive potential for VR applications too.
Definitely. So VR would be very beneficial with Unreal 5. You know, a Just Cause game would look incredible, but they use Avalanche, I think, their own one. So hopefully that will make some great strides too, because all these companies are always kind of pushing things. So yeah, just exciting stuff. I really liked it. I'm really excited about PS5. I want to see the hardware in action. I want to get the controller in my hand. I want to see how this thing runs. Like, are we going to get a great generational
Also,
cycle?
the other nice thing that the technical guys were talking about in that showcase video was how they've had to improve the animations in the engine. So when the girl character was like climbing the rocks and touching the walls and stuff, she had like better kinetic limb movements and stuff. So she was like
Hmm.
touching the rock, kind of moving her leg how real person would have moved on when they were upsetting the rock and stuff.
Yeah, like the kind of misfortune of like rubbing against environment or the floor giving way. So they're thinking about that now, which is really good. And also, one thing that we didn't touch on that they talked about yesterday, I remember, was the spatial audio. So they're making their own kind of like spatial audio that's realistic for
Oh
like.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So they were talking about how the cave, like they simulated the cave and they recorded the cave, so the sound sounds right, like when they're
Yeah,
walking in the cave
cool.
and stuff. So that's cool. That's
That
really
would be
nice.
amazing, definitely for like a Horizon sequel or
Yeah.
Uncharted sequel.
And with Dolby Atmos, DTSX, and all these newer kind of codecs that will come out, like upgrades of Dolby Atmos, you're going to get a very crisp, very great sound experience, like vertical surround engines, things that Sony, Bose, and these other guys make, great Sonos bars. You're going to get like a great, like if you have a good analog, cinema system, you're going to get an amazing sound delivery. So it's
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
like,
in terms of what Sony is saying with their Tempest engine,
yeah.
you know, they're saying that it's gonna be a good processor for this kind of stuff. So let's wait and see.
Right, right. Yeah, that's great. What was the other stuff that Sony announced? Oh yeah, I remember that they announced that they're now going to have like an MCU style intro and they're going to call it like PlayStation Studios or something like that. So they've got now
Oh yeah, okay.
they've got like a uniformed gaming division now, similar to what Microsoft are doing. So first
Right.
party stuff is gonna come through that. I remember they unveiled that too. So there's
That's,
two things that are going on. Unreal 5 gets debuted coming for next year, and Sony have got now Sony Game Studios or something like that. I can't remember the name exactly, but
I mean, the engine is perfect for like stuff like Star Wars applications too, because I think all the games like Force Unleashed and the newer one, Fallen Order, use a version of Unreal Engine, but I'm not sure which one.
yeah, yeah. Doesn't Falling Order use the EA engine?
It might be using Frostbite. I'm not
Frostbite.
sure, to be honest. Frostbite's the other one.
Yeah, Frostbite's another good engine. I forgot to mention Frostbite. So Frostbite's another favorite engine of mine. I really love Battlefield. It's one of my favorite franchises, and the games always look gorgeous. They're very nice looking. Game balance aside, I've been playing Battlefield for a lot, and Battlefield 3 was a way better balance than Battlefield 4. Like, people were shooting me through walls and
Yeah,
stuff. It was so hilarious. And then they fixed a lot on the netcode on that. So it's improved. I like Battlefield 4 too. I haven't played Battlefield 5 or 1 yet, even though I have them. Just haven't had the time. So I want to do thorough reviews on that because that takes it back to the old school kind of World War One, World War Two setting, and I'm more of a modern guy. I love modern warfare. So like Call
yeah,
of Duty
absolutely.
and Battlefield were amazing. So still to this day, I'll play Battlefield every now and then. It's just a great game. So I would like to see what EA are gonna do with Frostbite, like where they're gonna take it as well, because now the bar has been raised by Unreal, and Unreal are confident and say that look, we got some good stuff going on, and I want to see the first party titles they come out with. If we see a new Unreal tournament and a few
Yeah,
other
that'd be
things, because the
awesome.
new Unreal was fun. I really like that one.
They really need to get off this stupid Fortnite train and
Yeah.
stop handling that crap, and they really need to kind of go back to their original tiles that they used to have that
Right,
were
yeah,
better.
yeah. Fortnite made a lot
They,
of money for them. Yeah. I forgot they made that. Yeah,
yeah, it's that, isn't it?
yeah. So it's
They're
like,
the biggest. They're the biggest game engine makers, and also I'm not sure if they use Unreal on. I believe they do use Unreal on the Mandalorian.
is it? Do they use it
So
for the CGI?
what they might have done is they might have tested it on that TV show, that TV series, and then turned it into a proprietary version of Unreal Engine 5. But I don't quote me on that.
Right, right. So they might have a different type of asset and tool set for filmmakers. But that's amazing because like, if you can use it as a CGI and kind of background builder, like a geometry builder for
Yeah,
movies,
amazing.
that's really useful for us filmmakers. I think I might, then like further down the line on a bigger film, talk to them about, like city geometry for like some of the other more complex films that we've got in the pipeline. I'd like to talk to them and work with them on some games and movies, utilize their engine. So other than that, it's just really great. Yeah. So
Awesome.
there's really not much else to say. This is going to be a pretty short podcast because we're just going to focus on this. The next episode is going to be about the Rise of Skywalker. We're going to complete our journey into the Disney sequels and how floppy they've been and bad for the franchise, and a lot of, like they create a lot of plot hole and inconsistencies and stuff, like, people's journeys and reasons for existing are now being kind of, counter, sort of like, you know they they messed up a lot of the stuff about the Skywalkers and things like that and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's going to be an interesting episode to talk about, and just generally, this one's been really fun. Thanks, Z, for joining me on this one, and
Right.
we'll definitely catch you all on the next House of Rep.